Hello chickies and welcome to the Fully Booked Penguin channel. I am Hannah and today it is my birthday. So we're gonna have a little celebration. I was just gonna do a little update video on everything, on life, on a few things. And then I thought, well, why not do just a mini vlog since it is my birthday and we can celebrate. Now you may be asking yourself, what has you so done up? Makeup, are you gonna be seeing people? You're gonna go out? You're gonna party? No, I am seeing absolutely no one today and I am doing absolutely nothing but stay in the house. But I did go and do my makeup and I just went a little too dark on the eye and I went, you know what? Let's just go for it. Sometimes I just get a little playful with the makeup and then here we are, all dressed up with nowhere to go. Don't worry, I'm not having a sad birthday. I am having a very happy birthday. I love being home and doing a few hobbies and things like that. And because me and a local friend and my mom, we're going for a girls' weekend in a couple of weekends. So that will be fun. I am so excited. So that's going to be my real birthday celebrations. But technically we have been celebrating my birthday for about 2 weeks now because the other week Mum and Dad took me to my favorite Chinese restaurant and we had some food then for my birthday. And then on the weekend, my brother and sister-in-law came over and we had another mini birthday with some cake and some grandma slice, which is an apricot biscuit slice with white chocolate on top. My brother made it. It was pretty good. So I've been spreading it over several weeks and it will continue on for several weeks as well. I'm pumped to be celebrating my birthday for so long. It is a big birthday, so you're gonna make the most of it. But yes, I am in my warm and fluffies because it is cool. It's winter, so of course I am going to be comfy at home. And even though I did my makeup just to feel alive, we're going with the comfies for the rest. Business and comfy. The perfect combination and marriage of two different sides of me. So what am I going to do today? I am actually going to cook several dishes today. I'm going to slow cook some beef for a beef stew that is going to be frozen and used when we're having our girls' weekend. And I'm also going to marinate some chicken thighs in a honey soy marinade. And I'm going to have that with rice for lunch. And then I'm going to do the dishes like a good child. So that's kind of my morning. However, I am going to make it a bit nostalgic, a bit fun, because I used to always clean the house. I am the only girl of 5 children. So I did most of the cleaning and I would just put on some music and clean the whole house. While my parents were away usually, that was my love language to them back in the day, was while they were away, I would always just clean up the house and make like little bundles on their beds and set the table for a dinner. I would make random 3-course meals as well. So that was kind of what I did. But while I was doing that, one of my favorite artists, Owl City. So I used to listen to these albums on repeat all the time. You know, Fireflies and Deer in the Headlights and just all of the songs on these ones. I love the wordplay in his songs and I would just put them on. I had one of those mini iPods. In fact, I still have one of those iPods. It's fully charged. I listen to my music on it. And I would just lock in and I would get that cleaning done. All that cooking. And so we're going to put on some Owl City discs in our CD player while I cook and while I dish, and then we're going to figure out what we do from there. I don't know, I have so many hobbies that we're either going to play an Atome game on the Switch, or we're going to watch We Go 6 or Play, or we're going to watch some anime, or I'm going to do some reading, or I'm going to do some writing. There are so many fun hobbies to be seen and so little time. So we'll see what I end up doing. I might just crash after doing my cooking and my cleaning, but that's part of the chronic illness life, is you crash at random intervals I'm gonna get in, put on this music, and have a little sing-song while doing some chores, which won't feel like chores because I will be dancing and grooving. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe, catch a tiger by its toe. If it squeals, let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Really, it's a lovely place, but I wouldn't want to live there. But when Beauty met the Beast, he froze. By the black eye and bloody nose. But I guess that's the way it goes. I've done my chores and it is before lunch, so I'm not going to put on my rice for my lunch yet. So I thought we'd start with what I originally came on here to speak with you. And that is to say, I have an achievement. I have completed the line edits, or the physical line edits, of book 2 of my Umbra Lance series. So now I just have to do the computer work of transferring the edits from this into the digital document. But look at it, it's a pretty chunky book. It is larger than book 1 because I haven't transferred it into the formatting program yet. I don't know how many pages it is, but it's going to be a little chunkier than the first book. Sorrows Played, book 1, it is roughly the size of any other book as well. So this one's just a bit longer. I have had people saying, can we have the next book, please? And it's not like I left them on a cliffhanger. It's just that obviously the world intrigued them enough that they are ready for book 2. Once I've got it off to the editor and that sort of thing, I will do like an announcement video for book 2. So currently we're on track for when I want to get it out. So that's exciting. I'm excited to hold yet another book of mine, and then I'll have 2 next to each other and they'll have matching little sides and it will be beautiful. It will be gorgeous. So that being said, now that my line edits are almost over, again, I've got to sit at the computer and do computer work. Now that that's done, I can move on to my other projects for the year. So I have, this is novella 1, and it is a little novella, and it is the first draft. It has gone out to a beta reader, and so I have feedback. I have all the things I have to work on for a second draft. Again, second drafts, the story changes around and that sort of thing. Technically, I could release this as it is, but it has some things that need to be edited. And I want to add a few different details and that sort of thing. But I do have novella number 1, and I need to be working on novella number 2, its first draft. So I do have, I don't know how many chapters I have. I have like 4 or 5 chapters of novella number 2 that I want to get. I want to get the first draft of it done by the end of the year. That's my hope. Whether we get there with trying to get book 2 out, we'll see. I am trying not to push quite as hard as I did with book 1, but book 2 will be easier because I already have the templates, like the formatting templates in place, and I already have all my details in the correct places to then just upload the documents and printers and all that sort of thing. So it's not going to be as much work, but I did crash for several months after my book launch, my debut. So we're trying not to do that, but I would really love to have novella number 2 first draft done. So that's what I'm hoping for. Whether I achieve that remains to be seen. Book 3 has been on the brain, but I feel like I can't fully devote my attention to it until I do have these other things worked out, and so it's exciting, but I need to calm myself down. So that is my writing update. Book 1 completely launched. You can buy it on all the different sites. For book 2, line edits are halfway there. I just gotta digitalize it, and then it can go off to my editor in the next month or 2 months. I can't remember when I have it booked in, but it's in the next couple of months. And then I've also got my cover artist lined up in the next couple of months and all that sort of stuff. So book 2 is coming. I will make an announcement for that one. And then 1 novella first draft done. Number 2 novella is being worked on. And that's where we're at. Because I've been sick pretty much from March this year, I haven't really been going anywhere, doing anything. I haven't been doing tons of writing. As I say, I've edited my book, so that's good. Editing takes a lot out of you, so I'm trying to be just satisfied with that, but I wish I could have said I've done the draft of the novella as well, but I knew that if I did that, my health would never recover. So we're in recovery zone, which means I don't do much at all. But I am blessed to be in the position where I am given the opportunity to just try and recover after having a setback, a quite substantial setback from where I was. But that's the thing with chronic illness, it never goes away, and sometimes you accidentally step on the landmine that makes it worse, and then you have to redo all the work to get you back to a state where you're not dying in bed every day. And it's not like I'm surrounded by people that understand either. I don't think you can be chronically ill and surrounded by people that understand, because it's just the nature of the business is with chronic illness, it's a tough slog. And as for BookTube, I mean, it's going. I wouldn't say we're really excelling at being unique. I think it's just chronicling the journey by this point. It's pretty much I choose my reads and I read my reads. And that's about it, really. I do the odd tag sometimes. I think the thing is, I have brilliant ideas for what I could do, like vlogs and different fun videos. However, the body does not cooperate, and so none of those videos see the light of day because I'm like, I have them in here, but it's getting them on the computer, on the camera. It doesn't reach that far. But I'm learning to give myself grace and not measure myself to the standards of well people. I think that's the problem. I'm like, why am I not at that point? And then my body says, well, because I'm here. And I'm like, oh. And because I don't want to employ some tactics that some people use because I feel it's ingenuine. And I just want to be myself. Alright, so I'm going to put on some rice to cook in the rice cooker because that's the way to go. And then I don't know what I'm going to do. Probably nap. And then maybe play some cooking games on my Switch. Or something like that. I might play an Otome game. We'll just see where I feel I'm up to at that point.
I have been called to the sleepy Scottish town of Glencannock. A man by the name of William MacDougall has passed away, leaving behind a castle and no known heir. It is up to me to find his heir. Where? To begin, well, probably by hitting this button right here. I have sticky rice and chicken.
안녕하세요. 예준입니다.
흰색 제복을 입으시겠습니까? 검은색 제복을 입으시겠습니까?
저는 검은색 제복 입겠습니다. 하하하. 오. 자, 검은색 입겠습니다. 우와. 에이.
검은색이요. 흰색.
흰색이요?
흰색이요. 오늘이 무슨 날이냐? 2025년 새해 첫 라스고 플레이브의 포문을 여는 날입니다. 박수 주세요.
박수 휘어서 쳐야 돼.
네,
진짜 열심히.
휘어서.
네.
It will come as a surprise to absolutely no one if they're familiar with this channel that we're on a new day. Welcome. I thought I'd just update you on a few more birthday happenings post the happenings, because that's what we do on this channel. I may have spent a good chunk of my birthday playing item search games, and I got a phone call from one of my brothers and two of my nephews, his kids obviously, and it was adorable, and they told me some stories and they said happy birthday, and it was impeccable time. I also got sent a short story. I think my brother did say it was a flash fiction piece. He jokingly implied that I could line edit or read it in this birthday vlog. However, we both know the energy for that does not exist, and if I were to read a story, it better be my own work. As stated early in the video, I barely have time for my own writing, let alone other people's writing. My other brother said he'd ring, didn't, but he is prone to do that. He'll say he'll ring, and then never does. It's like he ticks off that he said he'll ring, and that equates to the ringing. The phone call is him saying, I'll get to that later. And later never comes. But he did say happy birthday, so that counts. That's all I really needed. After all, I was in the midst of finding items in an item finding game. That's the thing about having so many brothers. I can talk about them and nobody would ever know which one it is, except you can tell. But I'm not going to tell you the clues. Talking about item finding games, I figured out what the plot twist was well before it appeared. I was like, the clues were cluing. I figured it out. So that gave me a boost of ego as well. I also had a lovely dinner. I forgot to take a video of it. It was impeccable. It was corn, it was pumpkin, it was potato, it was zucchini, and it was a mango marinated chicken. And when I say it was delicious, it was delicious. My father also got me an ice cream. We have a tradition in my family where we buy a tub of ice cream, and that ice cream belongs to the birthday person. And so usually we have a couple of scoops shared out, and then the rest of the tub belongs to the birthday person. However, I was full. And so, despite my dad getting me the tub of ice cream, we did not have any. So I am still going to share with mum and dad my tub of ice cream, but the rest is all mine. But we didn't have it on my birthday. But I think that's all that really happened. We just chilled. I was low energy because I had been cooking and everything during the day. And as for my American birthday, which is the day after the Australian birthday, I get 2 days. And on top of my month celebrations that we're joking about, I played Overcooked 2 with my best friend. And it had me cackling. It was so funny. It brought back nostalgia, but it was also just impeccable humor. We were smashing out orders, but we were also falling along the wayside a lot of the time as well. And then I had Bible study, which was good. We had a little bit of a slice over it. It was good. I made myself some lunch while also playing Overcooked again with my best friend. We played for several more hours after the Bible study. And that brought an end to my American birthday as well. So I had great fun. And I'm looking forward to, of course, the girls' weekend coming up. It should be so much fun. I'm trying to figure out whether I take my Switch with Overcooked and subject my friend to Overcooked and Mum. I can't imagine Mum playing the game, but I could rope her in. And then I have to choose off my DVR which books I take and whether I take some movies and a DVD player. So many plans in place, but none of them finalized. I should probably just discuss it with my friend and Mum. The girl's coming. But it is my birthday weekend, so I can... I am not that kind of person. Here's the thing with me. I will put out a list of options and then I would rather other people make the big decision for me. I am an option maker, not the deciding factor. I hate that. Unfortunately, I do feel like my mum and my friend are also list of options. Do not decide. So we are doomed, but we'll make it through. Also, we started Project Hail Mary, the movie, last night. I was loving it. It is just to my taste because it's sort of slow moving but interesting camera angles and cinematic stuff going on. My dad was a little confused. I think it was partially because he didn't have his glasses on, so when Rocky was talking just by text he couldn't read it and so he missed out some of the nuances. Plus it is slower moving, but I do want to watch that today, maybe tonight, depending on what's on. But yeah, I am enjoying Project Hail Mary, so maybe I'll get the book. Maybe I'll read the book. We'll see if I continue to enjoy the second half. And then maybe I'll acquire a sci-fi book for once. We're changing angles because my back hurts. Also, I'm not going to be filming my girls' weekend because it's a girls' weekend. There's other people there. I might get some B-roll, but I don't really think about pulling out my phone when I'm around other people. It just doesn't happen. I mean, I don't even think about pulling out my phone when I'm eating my birthday dinner, which I was going to film. So filming isn't really forefront in my mind. It's kind of a background thought. Anyway, all that to say, I had a lovely birthday and a lovely American birthday, which was full of so much. My first birthday, pretty much alone, other than a few messages, and Mum and Dad in the evening. Day 2 with my best friend. What a way to spend the day on my American birthday, to be fair. And that brought me to the end. So, also I did update you on the writing. So that was the main goal. I was going to do more of a writing vloggy type thing, but I don't have that kind of energy around. So this is it. This is the writing update and birthday vlog combined into one. Anyway, safe to say, I think I'm back in my gamer girl era. Because I rediscovered my Switch on my birthday, I am now in the trenches. It is my new fixation. So, excuse me if no books get read. No, I'm joking. Books are getting read. Writing is being written. But at the same time, I take a little break for the games. And also, I am still watching. I watched some Plave and I also watched some WeGo 6. I feel like Zero's personality is most like mine. But Taegang is the one that I immediately adore. His personality type. So, we're just adoring all around. All of the group are impeccable. It's so funny too. So, that's also bringing me joy. And, you know, starting Project Hail Mary movie. So, I'll check in, let you know what I think of that at some other point. But until then, those are my hyperfixations. And you're welcome for knowing. Let me know down below what your current hyperfixations are. Anyway, that's me. Done. That's my birthday. Complete. Except it's not because I allow myself another couple of weeks for my birthday month. So I'm going to bid you adieu here. Have a lovely week. And I'll see you in the next video. Until then, peace.
티니로그